Hi, so I gotta do this camera angle right because let's go concentrate on the monitor while holding my iPad up. Maybe I can. No, wait. Okay, actually, this is pretty good. It's not moving that much. So. As I'm sure you all probably know, exactly 5 years ago today, PieGuyRulz released a video. It was about 14 minutes. He talked about something Nickelodeon did that he didn't like. I really gotta be steady with this camera. So, he talked about how Nickelodeon waited for Hillenburg to die. Now, while that might not be true, because so like Camcorder on the Path of Star. So by the way, I still don't know what the third spinoff was. They said there were 3. I don't know what the third one is. I know it's probably maybe look stupid, but please come on. If you don't, then fine. So. Basically, I'll add this. Brain Insane made a video in early 2021 talking about how he hated Camcorder from the start. So I think, now he said that even if Hillenburg knew about it, even if he created it, it's still bad. And now, in his video released on August 26, 2021, I'm ranking the SpongeBob seasons because they're still making season 13. Now, he was. So. Basically, when I got to the entry of season 4, I'm pretty sure number 5. And he said that he'd seen people trying to in trying to defend Nickelodeon to catch up. I mean, this fun on spin-offs. Yes, that was in quotes. So, oh man, the sticker's really not. So, he said it was by dismissing the argument that that Hillenburg knew about the spin-offs, and even if he did, still, he's right, it's definitely not the show that lends itself well with spin-offs. Also, Kid Coral is in CGI, I guess, to tie it with the third movie. But it has no continuity. Steven Hillenburg couldn't have created it. In the intro, it says the creator was Steven Hillenburg. It wasn't. It couldn't have been. Because, you know what? That guy, he had talent, alright. He had passion. He had limits for what he wanted the show to be. And continuity, stuff like with SpongeBob knowing Sandy, all the way back then. But actually, later the same year, King Coral premiered, someone made a conspiracy theory discussing like the parallel universe thing about King Coral and the Patrick Star Show, and basically how it all fell on Squidward. I'll probably be putting a link to that video in the description. So, Hillenburg didn't even want a 4th season. Nickelodeon did, and now there's 14 seasons. And what Brain Insane mentioned, when he was on, I think when he was on season 12's entry, and ranking the seasons. There. Well, he said, what's the point of even making new episodes of a show if they can't even be considered new based off concept alone? And I totally agree with that. Well, here's the point. That's a clear sign that your show has gone on for way too long. And what I should say is that nowadays, how many kids do you think care about OG SpongeBob? How many kids do you think are real hardcore fans of SpongeBob? And it should be right there. Think about this. If in order to get a credit card, you need good... Yeah, in order to get a credit card, you need to build... But in order to build a credit, you need a credit card, but you can't get a credit card unless you have good credit. Does that make sense to you? It's like a vicious cycle. Think about this. If you just know how popular SpongeBob is, then you tell someone to watch every episode, they think you're a little weirdo because they don't understand how popular it is. You're like, I'm not a hardcore fan. They say, oh well, I'm not a hardcore fan of SpongeBob, so I don't need to do that. No, F you. Well, that's all right there, and you know what? Okay, just got a little bit of that out. Man, I'm already at the 11-minute mark. Alright, this second. So now what makes that as a cycle is that if the reason why they're not a hardcore SpongeBob fan, like any of your friends, is because they haven't seen the OG episodes. So if you tell them to watch them, but they say that they're not going to because they don't like it that much, they're not a hardcore fan, then you see how that kind of creates a vicious cycle. Yeah, me too. Because you know what? I know that I know what Nickelodeon is doing, and about 7 or 8 years ago, PieGuyRulz made a video talking about how Nickelodeon sucks, and he was right in saying that, well, most of them, these kids, they don't realize that what they're watching is garbage. Have you heard someone say that you can basically make a kid watch anything? Well, I sort of believe that. Here's how it's going to work with mine SpongeBob. Either so the kids watching it are either gonna like it because they don't realize what they're watching is garbage, or because I mean, it's so hard to do. Since I can't fill it in like another. Yeah, okay, so you see how that creates kind of a vicious cycle. Oh, damn, this one not. So the thing is, now what I was saying is that what these kids think about this one is either they don't realize what they're watching is garbage, or you know what, I gotta. Okay, now we're back to where I was. So oh man, how do I get this to stay? Oh fuck, damn it! Why can't I? So they're so they're either gonna or they realize that. Oh fuck, it's not in the sand. Yeah, so either they're gonna think that they're just gonna pass it by as like and then pretty much anything and as a and then not being garbage, or you're gonna know that it's garbage and hate SpongeBob. And that's what makes you so angry. And Nickelodeon very purposely crapped all over Hillenburg's legacy, and then by them putting all these spin-offs up. And also, I don't think there's really that many people who care about SpongeBob. But let me tell you this: I was born in spring of 2012, and I'm around the time I turned 7. I had already coincidentally seen every episode of SpongeBob season 1, but I made the decision to watch every single episode, whether I enjoyed it or not. Like I knew that if you're gonna watch every episode, then the season 6 or 7 were probably skips. No, I just wanted to have seen every episode. I really don't know what it was in me that wanted to do that. But it had to have been something because clearly I wouldn't watch I don't think even the adults who know better okay, seeing 6 and 7 probably skips. But no, I just wanted to have seen every episode, and I don't know why, but I just did. I wasn't even that much into it until I seen every episode. I realized just how popular the sponge is. Okay, now I'm back to this. So although I really don't know why I made that decision, but I really don't think any other kid born around that time would ever thought to make this a bold choice. I'll just say that, but also it's what Nickelodeon's doing that's aggravating me so much because you know what? because like barely any kid nowadays. Okay, I do know some, but not that many. And like I'll say about maybe a month ago, maybe a month and a half, I would ask my friends if they were like a Sweet Victory, which yes, everyone knows that was recorded in 1986. But it wasn't for SpongeBob, but it was performed in Band Geeks, which people consider the best episode of SpongeBob. So, if that's true, that it has to be true that Nickelodeon just crapped all over Hillenburg's legacy, because okay, you know that feeling like where it's like you know something about. Bleh, you know something so well, like you can't imagine not knowing it. That feeling. It's like you just can't imagine if you a world where you didn't know it. It's just like always been a key thing in your mind. Sometimes I just wonder what my friends watch if they don't want. It's not like. No, it's like hear about Sweet Victory when you somehow have no idea about what some of OG SpongeBob is like. I mean, that's sort of what it feels like, because some have no idea what some of the OG episodes are like. It's like with newer SpongeBob, it's like, oh, they're coming for you, all right. They're coming. But then for some of us, well, it's like watching it is very jarring to see just how tremendously good it is. The pre-movie episodes are. But for someone like me who is very familiar with OG SpongeBob, I'm kind of used to it. So, if I have anything else to say, it's that I just don't know what I have to say about these kids, because they don't want to know about. So they're fine with being the idiots that they are. So yeah, I mean, clearly there's something in this industry that I'm missing. I mean, it's not like I know what it is. If only there was some way, maybe I could. Okay, you might be starting to feel a little nauseous from thinking about just cameras moving around. So, yeah, that's his enormous problem. Is SpongeBob really popular anymore? Because the OG episodes ended almost 20 years. Okay, by October it'll have been 20 years since the last of the OG episodes. Yeah, I keep saying OG is a pre-movie. Well, I do really respect it. I mean, among the 1,480 kids at my school that I just graduated from, I'm the only one that has like this of a critical mind and someone who actually knows what they're doing with pretty much everything. Now, I can say this. I would like to... It's like, I never really thought about if any other kids did that when I first... Like, when I decided to marathon the whole entire series, like, binge watching it. Yeah, marathoning is a cooler word. Oh, damn it. No. So... But what even is there left to go with? Because I'm already super bored making this video. So SpongeBob had its decline. Well, it was mostly okay because Season 5 was considered the black sheep. It took so many risks. It had a TV movie, it had the 10 shorts, it had... Well, it had the Silverware episode, it had some episodes that are concepts that are just out there. It had family-centric plots, a backstory episode, like episodes that show stuff from different time periods. There's like so much that seeing so many so experimental of a season, like so many risks that they took then. Okay, if I had anything else to say, it would be that it's no wonder that a lot of the season 4 episodes seem like they could go toe to toe with some of the pre-movie episodes, because a lot of them were intended to be in the first 3 seasons, just so that they had 11 hour episodes per season. And the one last nail in the coffin is that, well, the season 6 and 7 truly aggravate me. Well, I mean, I agree. Season 7 is what you get when you give a SpongeBob season bipolar disorder. It had 50 episodes. Well, so did season 11, and season 12 actually had 52. So what even? Okay, another time. What's the point of making new episodes of a show if they can't be considered new based off of concept alone? Zoom in. Now, oh, okay. So, I'm agreeing with pretty much everything Braden's saying, well, almost everything. And the Braden's saying the thing about the SpongeBob scene, including how the season, season 9A is some of the most boring TV you'll ever watch. And it's worse than when the show was awful in season 6 and 7, because at least then you had something to talk about. And it's mostly just filler. So you virtually nothing to talk about. So what is one thing I can say good about the world, like in SpongeBob's regard? I mean, it's made $13 billion out of merchandise alone, and I almost think that well, I mean, okay, what can I say about Nickelodeon these days? Okay, well, during the Renaissance era SpongeBob, we had the shortest season, which I can tell you, based off of Great and Insane once again, basic math to take, so that a larger portion of the season is going to be represented by bad episode. So it's easier to call a season not good or bad when there's less episodes of it, because then you do have less of a chance of the bad outweighing the good. You also have less of a chance of the good outweighing the bad. So what really should be happening here? Is it like, well, I will say about season 11, the premiere of the season did something that I never thought they could do. Took two relatively awful episodes, their concepts, put them together, and actually made it pretty good. So yeah, that's why I like season 11. So according to Brain, is apparently about season 12. Well, it is true that some people believe that 6, 5, or even 4 was the season where they had the jumping the shark point of the show. Well, in his opinion, even if it was season 12 was on the jumping shark point of the show, and it jumped so far that it hit a dead horse 50 feet away. And then I think you said it caused an explosion, correct me if I'm wrong. And then have it to like implode and then eventually come back to life because of the sheer impact of the whole thing. Then only when it came back to life, it was so unstable and satisfactory that basically nothing could be accomplished anymore with it. That is essentially season 12, and it was the longest season. Who knew the longest season of a show would be just 2 seasons after the shortest season? Now, there's anything else that I can say is there must be some way for a show to get better. Okay, my last video from just a couple of days ago has over 2,000 views now. I still really desperately trying to figure out what it is about that video that made that happen. But whatever it was, if that was able to happen, I have quite literally no idea what it was that helped that happen. Then okay, I think there's a 66 or 77% chance that the seasons 15 through 17 won't be any better. Okay, so I just had to manage a little bit of storage because, yeah, I had too much camera at the time. So, what I think is going on with the season, well, what's going on with season 12 was that they didn't really know what to do with the show anymore. But also, the third movie was awful, and with the fourth movie between season... Oh no, it just turned off. So, for the last time, these seasons are... Wait, hold on. Okay, so, man, Mars went to sleep. Now... Oh, damn it. Now I'd be charging this iPad because it was... because it ran out. So... So... Yeah, I'm with the fourth movie in between seasons 14 and 15. I really don't know. Okay, there's about a 23 to 34% chance that seasons 15 through 17 will be better. Okay, one more time, I'm gonna say that most well, what do you think about SpongeBob? Do you think he'll never get better again? Well, I mean, it does. Yes, it does seem depressing when you put it in the way that the show will never get as anywhere near as good as it was before the first movie. Yes, it does sound depressing when you put it that way, but realistically, it does sound depressing when you put it that way, but realistically, how could you expect anything that good to come out of pretty much any show? They're just those first three seasons were just like phenomenal. I can't think of anything. Well, sure, I can think of bad stuff about it, but nothing's perfect when it comes to humans. Now, one last thing I can say before my arm breaks is that I just have to get it on my arm. So, one last thing I can say about SpongeBob is that if it weren't so popular, it would have been canceled after season 6. There's no denying that. Hillenburg didn't even want a 4th season, but Nickelodeon did. And these filthy, disgusting, rotten executives decided they should wait until the guy who had talent died in order to go through with these spin-offs. There can't be any other way. There's no other explanation. So in these last few seconds, I'm gonna say that if Nickelodeon's ever gonna get better, then that's great. I really don't think it ever will. Period.